Peace. Welcome to the P. Halo experience. I was scrolling across line and I came across an interesting video, and this brother made a lot of sense in this video, man. So this one right here, I had to reiterate what he was saying to get the message out to my people, man. All of my people, all of my black people, man. Even my people in the gangs, especially my peoples in the gangs. I want y'all to hear what this man says. I want all of us to listen to what he says and ask ourselves, why can't we do the same type of things? This is something that really needs to be examined within our community, especially with black on black crime. But without further ado, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Listen to this video, y'all.
We seriously need a merger between black men in our community. White collar black men, blue collar black men, gangbangers. We need these three to figure out how to work together. Every other community does it. And I'll give you an example. When I quit modeling, the reason I quit was Hugo Boss. It was a campaign for Orange Label. They needed an African man because they thought the black skin and the orange color would go together. I lost the gig out to some British guy from Gambia named Jabril. I was so angry, so pissed off. I quit modeling. I started traveling. I ended up in UK. I was living with my cousin Beishi. I've spoken about him, that little dick-sucking piece of shit. And it was me, him, and his girlfriend. And I learned something from his girlfriend. His girlfriend's dad owned a house in London. And that whole neighborhood was being bought out by the Jewish community. They were over, like, it didn't matter the price. They were going above market rate to get people out of the neighborhood. He refused to sell his house. They tried everything. He refused to. And for him, the reason he refused to sell his house was because, as he said, that was where he lived when he had all his children. He was poor. For his version of poor, he was just, he could afford that one. He was an African man, so he didn't want to sell it because it had nostalgia for him. One day they invited him. They said they would like to have a conversation. He went there with his wife, told her to park outside, told her in 10 minutes, 5 or something, whatever minutes, if I don't come out, call the cops. He didn't come out. She called the cops. By the time the cops went there, they saved him. When they went there, this is my cousin's ex-girlfriend's dad. When they went there, he had barricaded himself in the bathroom. They had machetes. They had everything. They were planning to kill this man, chop him up, because their ideology was simple. If you won't sell, your kids will. Do you know who was doing the chopping up? It wasn't the Hasids. The Hasidic Jews were there, but they called their Jewish gangbangers. They called the Jewish gangbangers. Like, they worked together. I also live in the Bronx. A few years ago, Albanians, so I live very close to Little Italy. It's like 4 blocks away from my house. And Albanians are taking over Little Italy. A few years ago, a bunch of Albanians wanted to buy this building from one of the top 5 mob bosses in New York, and he refused to sell. They tried everything. He refused to sell. You know what they did? He went to go get his coffee at Burger King every morning like he does. 2 people rolled up on him. Pow! Their mentality was simple. If you won't sell, your sons will sell. And after he got smoked, guess what? His son sold. Guess who did the shooting? We did. In New York, mob wars are still happening. The Jewish gangs, Russian mob, Italians, they are still beefing with each other, except they don't go out shooting each other anymore. They hire us. So all I'm saying here is, gangbangers, I'm not saying stop killing. Go ahead, keep doing the killing, but you need to start doing the killing for us. You need to stop thinking, oh, this nigga came on my block, he needs to get smoked. No, what you need to start thinking is, yo, if this motherfucker gets smoked, my portfolio will go up three times. We need a collaboration between our blue collar, white collar, and our gangbangers. We need to figure out how to take over waste management in New York City. This is one thing I will stand on. We need to take over waste management.